So the next experiment is the series type ohmmeter and shunt type ohmmeter. So how to design the series type ohmmeter and shunt type ohmmeter. So basically the ohmmeter is an instrument which is used to measure the resistance. So this ohmmeter is broadly classified into two types, series type ohmmeter and shunt type ohmmeter. So this is a circuit diagram of the series type ohmmeter. So why we are going to be calling it as the series type ohmmeter means, so the unknown resistance Rx which is connected between the test terminals A and B is in series with the basic meter. So this is the unknown resistance Rx which is connected between the two test terminals A and B, that is in series with the basic meter or d ensemble moment. So the main parts in this series type ohmmeter are the basic meter or d ensemble moment having the resistance Rm, and we are using two internal resistances R1 and R2. So this R2 is the variable one, and two test terminals A and B. A battery V is connected to the circuit, and the unknown resistance Rx is connected between the two test terminals A and B. So here we have to find out the value of the resistance Rx using this series type ohmmeter. Okay. So if you observe the dial of the series type ohmmeter, so in this dial initially we will be having the infinity ohms and finally we will be having the 0 ohms. So in between this dial we will be having the half scale resistance RH. Okay. So why we are going to be keeping initially infinity ohms and finally 0 ohms, that will be seen while we are going to be observing the operation of this instrument. Okay. So coming to the operation, so initially if A and B are going to be kept open, we are going to be making the two test terminals A and B to be open. So whenever the two test terminals A and B are open, then the resistance between the two terminals A and B will be equal to infinity. That is Rx is equal to infinity ohms here. So then there is no path for the current to flow from the battery V to the basic meter. So this is the negative terminal and this is the positive terminal here. So there is no path for the current to flow from the battery to the basic meter. So because A and B are going to be kept open, so then there is no deflection of the pointer in the basic meter. Okay. So the pointer will be indicating the initial position only, that is infinity ohms. Okay. So if you make the two test terminals to be short circuited, then Rx is equal to 0 ohms here. So when Rx is equal to 0 ohms, there is a path for the current to flow from the battery to the basic meter. So here whenever Rx is equal to 0 ohms, so the resistance offered for the current is 0 ohms here. So there is a maximum amount of current which is flowing through the meter. So the pointer will be indicating the maximum full scale deflection. So full scale deflection means it indicates the 0 ohms here. So here whenever the pointer is indicating infinity ohms, the current will be 0 amps. And whenever the pointer is indicating 0 ohms, the current will be maximum full scale deflection. That is maximum current at 0 ohms here. That is, if you observe the dial of the current and the resistance, both are opposite to each other. Infinity ohms, current will be 0 amps, and the resistance 0 ohms, current will be maximum value. That is, we are going to be measuring the value of the resistance Rx in terms of the dial of the resistance of the basic meter. Okay. So these are the formulas for calculating the half scale resistance. RH is equal to, so here R1 is in parallel with R2 and Rm. That is R1 plus, these are parallel, R2 into Rm by R2 plus Rm. This is called as the half scale resistance, RH. And how can you find R1 R2 means, R1 is equal to half scale resistance minus full scale deflection current into Rm into RH by V, and R2 is equal to full scale deflection current into Rm into RH by V minus full scale deflection current into half scale resistance. So V means it is the applied voltage to the circuit here. Okay. So next we will see the practical way of connecting the series type ohmmeter. Practically now we are going to be doing the construction of or design of series type ohmmeter. The components required for designing the series type ohmmeter are RPS, regulated power supply, one galvanometer, one decayed resistance box, one breadboard, and connecting wires, one resistance R1. Okay, and these are the probes which are used for connecting the breadboard connections to RPS, galvanometer, and decayed resistance box. Okay, so first of all, switch on the power supply. By adjusting the coarse knob, you keep the voltage to 3 volts here. Okay, so after keeping at 3 volts, you give the breadboard connections. So if you observe the circuit diagram which we discussed in the series type ohm meter, so the meter resistance means, so this is the galvanometer. So if you observe the resistance of this galvanometer by connecting a multimeter in between these two terminals, the resistance of this galvanometer is 100 ohms here. So we can take a meter resistance Rm is equal to 100 ohms. So this Rm is connected to, so this Rm, and we are taking this value as R2. So the value of this R2 is, we are taking this value as 220 ohms here. 220 ohms. Okay. So this Rm 220 ohms and R1. So this is the R1. So R1 is going to be given to the decayed resistance box here. So this is a decayed resistance box. So from decayed resistance box we are getting R1, and Rm is coming from the galvanometer, and this is R2. All are connected on the same column here. Okay. So next we are giving the R1 value. So this R1 value will be given to Rx here. So this is the another terminal of R1. So this R1 is connected to Rx here. So here I am not going to be connecting Rx here. Later we will be varying the values of Rx, and we can see the values in the galvanometer. Okay. So here now I am not going to be connecting the value of Rx here. So the other terminal of R1 is this one. Okay. So, and this one is given to the negative power supply here. Negative power supply. Okay. So you see the circuit diagram. By observing the circuit diagram, you see the connections in the breadboard here. It will be clear. Okay. So the positive supply of the RPS will be given to the R2 and the meter resistance. So this is the other terminal of the R2, and this is the another terminal of Rm, meter resistance, and this is the positive supply of the RPS. Both are connected on the same column. So we compare the connections in the circuit diagram as that of the breadboard here. Okay. So this is the basic circuit diagram. So now I am going to be giving 3 volts as the input for this circuit. Now I am connecting the values of Rx in between these A and B terminals here. So this is A terminal and this is B terminal. So in between these two, I am connecting the values of unknown values. So before connecting the unknown values, so first of all you calibrate this galvanometer. So here this actually this galvanometer is used for measuring the values of current, but we are going to be using the scale of this galvanometer as the dial of the ohm meter. That is, we are going to be calibrating the scale of this galvanometer in terms of resistance. Okay. So if you observe the so this is test terminal A and this is test terminal B. So here on the scale, if you observe the dial of the series type ohm meter, initially we are having infinity ohms and finally we will be having 0 ohms. How can we get the infinity ohms means? So whenever the test terminals A and B are kept open, then it is taken as the infinity ohms. So in between A and B, there is no connection. So here the Rx value will be taken as the infinity ohms here. So the pointer, there is no deflection of the pointer on the scale. So if you observe the scale of the galvanometer, there is no deflection of the pointer. So actually this value will be taken as the infinity ohms. Actually this is the scale of the current, but the scale of the current is opposite to that of the scale of the resistance. So whenever the current is 0 amps, it can be taken as the infinity ohms. So whenever there is a maximum deflection of the pointer, suppose if it is indicating 50 amps, we can take it as the infinite 0 ohms here. So 0 amps means infinity ohms, 50 amps means 0 ohms. Okay. So reverse that of the current and the resistance. So here Rx is equal to infinity. Rx is equal to infinity means So it is indicating 0 amps and infinity ohms. Okay. So now we are going to be making the Rx value to be 0 ohms. So if you want to make Rx is equal to 0 ohms, simply short the two terminals of A and B. Now I am going to be shorting the test terminals A and B by using a connecting wire. So if you observe the galvanometer, we will be having some amount of deflection in the galvanometer. Now it is going to be showing 30. Okay. So this can be taken as the full scale deflection. Okay. So here this 30 can be taken as the 0 ohms. If you are getting some maximum deflection in the galvanometer, that maximum deflection can be taken as the 0 ohms. Suppose if it is not deflecting, we can take it as the infinity ohms here. Okay. Now I am connecting the Rx value as some maximum value. Okay. So this maximum Rx is connected between A and B. Okay. Now if you observe the circuit diagram, so this one can be taken as the R2 and this decayed resistance box can be taken as the R1. Okay. So we can adjust the values of decayed resistance box or the value of R2. So in this case we cannot adjust R2, but by varying the values of R1 we can get the required amount of deflection while we are going to be calibrating. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to be connecting the some unknown resistance. So actually the value of this unknown resistance is red, orange. That indicates 2 into 10 to the power of 3, 22 kilo ohms. Okay. So if you observe the scale of the galvanometer, so actually this 0 indicates infinity ohms here. There is a small amount of deflection of the pointer from infinity ohms. It indicates that the unknown value of Rx is maximum. Okay. So you remove this 22 kilo ohms and then connect another unknown resistance Rx. Next one is the shunt type voltmeter. So the reason why we are going to be calling it as the shunt type voltmeter is, so here the unknown resistance Rx is connected in parallel with the basic meter or d orthogonal moment. So for this reason it is called as the shunt type voltmeter. So in the previous diagram, in the series type voltmeter, the unknown resistance Rx is connected in series with the basic moment or d orthogonal momentum. So if you observe the scale of the shunt type voltmeter, initially we will be having 0 ohms and finally we will be having infinity ohms. So just opposite to that of the dial of the series type voltmeter. So the basic parts in the series type voltmeter are a battery V, a variable resistance R1, a basic meter or d orthogonal moment having the internal resistance of Rm, and the current which is flowing across the basic moment is called as Im, which is called as meter current. And the unknown resistance Rx is connected between the two test terminals A and B. And here we will be having a switch here. So whenever the instrument is not in use, we have to make the switch to be open. If you are making the instrument to be useful, we have to make the switch to be closed here. So after closing the switch, this battery V is applied to the entire circuit diagram here. So here the purpose of this R1 is, by varying the resistance R1, we can make the pointer to indicate either 0 ohms or to indicate the infinity ohms here. Suppose if you use this instrument repetitively up to a large number of days, then there will be some aging effect upon the battery V. So due to that aging effect, even though if you apply large amount of voltages, we are not going to be getting the full scale deflection in the pointer, full scale deflection in the basic meter. So in that process, by adjusting this resistance R1, we can get the pointer to full scale deflection. That is, we can overcome the aging effect of the battery V by using this resistance R1. Okay. So coming to the operation, so initially when A and B are going to be short circuited here, so then the resistance Rx is equal to 0 ohms. So from the battery V, we are going to be getting some current I. So this is flowing across the R1, and this I is going to be splitting into two parts across the basic meter and across the test terminals A and B. So if you observe the two parts here, so this part is offering the resistance Rm. So whereas the path in between A and B is offering the resistance of 0 ohms here. So then the entire current will be flowing in between A and B only. No current will be flowing across the basic meter. So then there is no deflection of the pointer in the basic meter. So when there is no deflection, the pointer will be indicating the initial position only, that is 0 ohms only. So if you make the two test terminals A and B to be open, we are making the A and B to be open. So when A and B are open, then Rx is equal to infinity ohms here. Okay. So here from the battery V, we are getting the current I, and this again the current I is splitting into two parts across the basic meter and across the two test terminals A and B. So here there is no path in between the two test terminals A and B. So then there is no current flowing from A to B. So the entire current will be flowing through the basic meter only. So whenever the entire current is flowing through the basic meter, there is a maximum amount of deflection of the pointer on the scale. The pointer will be indicating the value infinity ohms here. Okay. So here when Rx is equal to 0 ohms, it is indicating initial position. When Rx is equal to infinity ohms, it is indicating infinity ohms. Okay. So in between these two 0 ohms and infinity ohms, we are going to be connecting some standard resistance values here, like 100, 200, 300. So we are going to be connecting some standard resistance values between 0 ohms and infinity ohms between A and B, and then we are going to be making some markings on the scale. Okay. So after the completion of this entire process, the instrument is ready for the measurement of the value of the unknown resistances Rx. Okay. So the major drawback in the series type and shunt type voltmeter is the aging effect of the battery. So that the aging effect of the battery can be overcome by using the resistances R1 in shunt type voltmeter, whereas in series type voltmeter we have to use resistance R1 and R2 for overcoming the aging effect of the battery V.
Now we will do the practical way of connecting the shunt type voltmeter. So in this shunt type voltmeter, the components required are a battery V, a variable resistance R1, a basic meter, and the unknown resistance Rx. Okay. So you take the components here. So this is the RPS, regulator power supply. So from the regulator power supply, I am giving the connection to the breadboard here. Okay. So and then we are connecting one variable resistance here. So for the place of variable resistance, I am taking the decayed resistance box here. Okay. So decayed resistance box is connected to the battery. So the other terminal of the decayed resistance box is given to the basic meter. So the other terminal of the basic meter is connected to the, both are shorted here. So decayed resistance box terminal, and this is the terminal of the basic meter. Okay. So and then for the same connection, we will be having the unknown resistance Rx. Okay. So finally we will connect the unknown resistance Rx here. So the other terminal of the basic meter, so this is the other terminal of the basic terminal. So it is given to the battery. So it is given to the battery here. Okay. So I am repeating the same connections. So first of all, take the positive terminal of the RPS. It is connected to the decayed resistance box. So it is acting like a variable resistance. The other terminal of the decayed resistance box and the basic meter connection, positive terminal of the basic meter, both are connected here. Okay. So and then the other terminal of basic meter, that is black one, that is given to the negative supply of the RPS. Okay. And we are taking some unknown resistance values here. Okay. So this is red. You see the color coding of this one here. So red, orange. So the value is 2 into 10 to the power of 3, 22 kilo ohms here. Okay. So this is 22 kilo ohms. So if you take this resistor, the color coding is brown, green, brown. The value is 15 into 10 to the power of 1, 150 ohms. So brown, black, brown. So 10 into 10 to the power of 1. It is 100 ohms here. So we are taking these three resistors as the unknown resistors. We have to find out the values of these three resistors by using the shunt type ohmmeter method here. Okay. So in this case, we are taking the basic meter as a galvanometer. So in this galvanometer, the scale is showing the current only, but we are going to be calibrating this scale in terms of the ohms. And then we are finding the value of the unknown resistance here. Okay. So switch on the RPS. Switch on the power supply. Now from the RPS we are getting the 0 volts here, and the pointer in the galvanometer is also showing the 0. Okay. So by adjusting the coarse knob, you get the voltage up to 3 volts here. Okay. So now it is showing 30. Okay. We are going to be calibrating this scale in terms of the ohms. So if you observe the dial of the shunt type ohmmeter, initially it is showing 0 ohms, and finally it will be showing the infinity ohms here. So here also same. So this scale is going to be calibrated in terms of resistance. Actually it is in amps, but we are calibrating this scale in terms of the resistance. So this one indicates the 0 ohms, and this 30 indicates the infinity ohms here. Okay. So now I'm going to be actually in this two test terminals A and B are going to be kept open. Kept open means Rx value will be infinity ohms. So Rx is equal to infinity ohms means the pointer will be indicating the maximum value. So whenever the 2 points A and B are going to be short circuited, then Rx is equal to 0 ohms here. I am going to be short circuiting the two test terminals A and B. That is Rx is equal to 0 ohms. So Rx is equal to 0 ohms means the pointer is indicating 0 ohms only. Okay. So here 30 will be taken as the infinity ohms and 0 will be taken as a 0 ohms. So in between these 0 ohms and infinity ohms, we are going to be connecting some unknown resistance values and then taking the readings from the galvanometer, which is calibrated in terms of resistance. Okay. So now I am connecting 22 kilo ohms between the test terminals A and B. Okay. So this is the maximum value, 22 kilo ohms. So for that reason only, the pointer will be indicating maximum value, which is nearer to the infinity ohms here. Okay. So remove this 22 kilo ohms and connect some small resistance values. So if you observe this resistor, so the value of this resistor is brown, green, brown. The value is 150 ohms here. So if you connect this one between A and B, so if you observe the reading in the basic meter, now it is showing 20. So in the previous one, it is shown 29. That is, it is going to be reducing the value. Okay. So if you reduce the resistance values, Rx value, the pointer will be very nearer to the 0 ohms here. So remove this 150. Now I am connecting 100 ohms here. Brown, black, brown. Okay. Between A and B. And if you observe the reading in the basic meter, now the pointer will be indicating some minor value compared to the previous one here. So if we connect large resistance values between A and B, the pointer will be very near to the infinity ohms. And if you connect minimum values of Rx, the pointer will be very close to the 0 ohms here. Okay. So in this way, by connecting some known values of Rx between A and B, we are going to be marking the readings on the scale. Okay. So and then by using this meter, we can find out the values of the unknown resistance Rx here.